Is this good?
What's up and welcome to the TMZ Sports live stream. I'm Edward Lewis. Luke is with me over here. Lucas is also with me over here. Danny's over there. And who's on the screen today that I'm definitely not going to forget, Mojo Mutati, because I definitely didn't forget him that he was on the show.
Can you fit all his bicep in the shot? I don't know if that's possible.
I don't know,
do
man.
Your best.
It's big.
Oh, my bad.
Whoa. Thank you.
We got a big show today, as we always do. Can we put that up? Thank you. We'll get into Justin Bieber return to the basketball court for the first time. Well, I guess for the first time since we last saw him being atrocious at basketball, and it seems like he's worked on his game. We'll tell you all about how that happened. Jordan Hudson from a sport that Michael Jordan plays to Jordan Hudson. She has found herself making some headlines once again, though this time I'm not necessarily sure it's her fault. Some leaked footage has revealed her talking some smack with Bill Belichick, and it's kind of an interesting clip that we'll get into. And lastly, the NBA had another prank of one of its young players, and I've got some thoughts on it, and I don't think it's very appropriate, and I wish NBA players would stop doing it. And I'm sure Mojo's going to disagree, because
that's what I do. I disagree with you, Ed. You're usually wrong about
Mojo
things.
often disagrees, but we will get into, I guess, our top story of the day is last night's football game, Thursday night football. Mojo, did you catch any of the Bengals versus Steelers game? I almost called it Packers because of Aaron Rodgers. But
yeah, you know what, Ed? Actually, that's one thing maybe we do actually agree on. In my head, it is kind of still the Green Bay Packers. I know he's had one stop since Green Bay before coming to Pittsburgh. But that was a wild game. I still find myself rooting for Aaron Rodgers, even though I've never necessarily been a Steelers fan my whole life. But Steelers, Rodgers, Flacco, Bengals, I don't know what's quite going on in the world NFL quarterback-wise, but what a game it was.
man, it was a hell of a game. Like, and that throw he had to end it. Did you see that one, Mojo? He throws a Hail Mary the game's obviously over. It's 33-31, and he's going to throw a Hail Mary to try to win it. He got 70 air yards on it. Dude's 41 years old.
It's a zero surprise as someone who spent a little bit of time playing with Aaron. That dude has an absolute cannon, absolute asset. Yeah, dude. Actually, I don't think it was quite 70, Ed. I think it was 69 point 69.3 or 69.7, something like
somewhere
that.
in the 69 range.
70.
Yeah.
Why don't you give him the credit?
Because Mojo's a big fan of 1 yard before 70.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
Dude, no, come on. This is a sports show. It's televised. We're adults here. Why'd you have to take it there?
I didn't take it anywhere. I just said he was a fan of the number.
Precision or TMZ
That's true.
Sports. We
You're
get the facts right always. You can't be making rounding errors when there's millions of people watching what we do, Ed.
That's my fault, Mo. That's
we got 2 words in the stream.
No, 2 words. Two words in?
2 words in Angie.
I'm assuming they're in the stream. Actually, we haven't confirmed if they're male or female yet based off of their username.
This is true.
Either way, maybe #1 fan of the stream right now.
Oh, yeah. Don the Watcher, shout out on the other chat. Harvey's Top Troll, good to see you again.
Oh.
Harvey's Top Troll.
Great usernames
I know.
y'all have, man. Mine's always just like my first and last name. Or like abbreviation.
Well, we support the first and last name. You know, Angie Don's been in here every stream for weeks, so we appreciate that.
Shout out.
Wait,
Appreciate
is Harvey's Top Troll the username? Or is
that's the username.
Or that's just, yeah. It's
But
just, it's you writing in.
That also might be the, I don't know, his favorite thing to do. I'm not sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we'll get into the Bengals and Steelers game to start the show here.
You want to get it going?
Connor, how do you want to do this?
You want to get it going? Yeah. So let's top of the show. Crazy game on Thursday Night Football. A lot of people expected it to be a blowout, but Joe Flacco came in with the team less than 2 weeks. You can eventually toss to Joe Flacco after.
Do you want me to do this? Am I kicking off the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
This is Welcome to TMZ Sports.
Welcome to TMZ Sports.
Okay.
Crazy game last night.
And then you want me to get into the soundbite of Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
And then we'll come out with Ryan, our
talking about
resident
the
Who's
Bengals
that guy in the khaki shirt and the hat and the goatee? Who is that?
His name's Ryan. He just started.
I feel like I've done a podcast interview with him before. I'm not sure though. That can't be right though.
The party pod?
The party pod? Bringing back the party pod?
Well, according to the chat, Ryan is supposed to be the co-host of the Party Pod in addition to his own show,
Is that true?
which he's not talking
Oh,
about.
you know,
right
Ryan
now
doesn't
for
have
some
Ryan doesn't
reason.
have an earpiece. Oh God.
Oh, that's why.
I was so curious. I was like, why is Ryan not talking?
He's
He
our,
gave him an awesome alley-oop.
he's our
and he's giving us
Bengals-specific
nothing.
correspondent.
This is
All right.
great. This is
Well,
great.
speaking of which,
I'm glad we don't have a guy with an earpiece.
crazy game. You get to the soundbite and then come out with Ryan, and then we'll kick it over to Lucas to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. And then Lucas will kick it to Mojo and close out the segment. Or?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
And then,
let's start right here.
Okay. And I think you want me to walk over to Ryan after the soundbite. All right. I got to make sure I don't have anything, no emails up on my computer, so y'all can't read my emails.
Welcome back, John S. Good to see you in the chat.
Clear out your internet feed there, Ed, on camera.
It's just a lot of work going on here, you know.
Mojo, quick question from Dylan. How much are you benching right now?
Ooh.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I like that. What am I benching right now? I haven't done a max in a long time. I have my 130-pound dumbbells that I'll do my sets with. I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't done bar bench in quite some time, but I just restarted that. So every once in a while, I'll finish out my workouts at the end as a burnout when I'm already fatigued by beating Rob Gronkowski's best 225 rep max, just for fun.
Just for fun. That's
But
lit.
yeah, that's about it. I mean, that's not saying a lot.
Are
but
you a big believer in flat incline bench over flat bench? I've read a lot about that lately. That people like that more.
You know, actually, I made a comment to my wife just yesterday about this because I started doing a lot more incline recently.
Right.
And I feel like my upper pecs are starting to get kind of jacked again. So clearly, I've been neglecting those.
So yeah, you're more into the incline.
Mojo, how much is your squat?
Okay.
What's your max squat?
Mojo,
Now or then?
Now.
Now, oh.
Well, you want it then?
I want it then.
Oh, you want it then?
Really dark.
Then,
Oh,
Mojo.
geez.
Is our
Then.
shot really dark?
When I was with Arizona, I squatted 650 for 18 reps.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
See, that's absurd.
650 is, oh my gosh.
I will say I was 318 pounds at the time, so that absolutely helps. But yeah, that was my best
Hey, let's have you come.
You want me to go over here?
set.
Right here. Right here.
Great.
Yeah.
That's small.
That's gnarly. Wow.
Wow.
All right. Well, let's get
That's
into this, Connor, huh? We'll talk
Workout
about.
warrior, baby.
Cool.
I'd love to work out with Mojo, dude. I think you'd be impressed by me, dude. I really do.
Let's do it.
I think you'd really be like, damn, Edward.
Maybe if we're playing beach volleyball.
Mojo's max squat is 120 pounds. All right.
I'm just glad that Ed fixed his collar on his shirt
I know.
today.
Look at all that neck.
All right, ready to
Connor,
go?
why are you rushing us so much? This is what the whole live stream's about.
I know,
Dude.
we're
These
about
people wanna
lifting
hear us
weights.
do our thing.
Yeah, incline bench pressing.
Yeah, this is all really, really good content, but let's get to some more.
Okay, some more. All right.
All right, top of the show. Steelers, Bengals, TNF. The unction in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Edward Lewis. We got a big show today, but before we get into anything, we have to talk about Thursday night football. The Bengals and the Steelers played in what some are dubbing the unction. Based on the quarterbacks' ages, it was obviously Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco. And to, I think, a lot of people's surprise, Flacco came out on top 33-31 in what was a tremendous, I guess, throwback performance. He was 31 for 47 for 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. And what perhaps makes it the most interesting part about it all is he just joined the team like 10 days ago. And in fact, after the game, on the post-game set, he talked about how he really didn't even know some of the plays. Take a listen to this.
Can you walk us through the play where somehow you did a little zone read, pulled it, and ran for 10 in the first down?
So listen, there was a handful of plays today that I was like, what is he saying? We have these formations that end in F, and I was not getting it. That one, I read off my wristband. It was correct. Jamar lined up on the ball. Noah lined up off. Jamar was supposed to be off the ball. He was supposed to counter motion and bluff that end. Yeah. And when he was on the ball and the play clock was running down, I was like, screw it. I was just gonna hand it off, but he came off the edge so to him quick. I was like, all right, I haven't done this since my probably first or second year, but I'll do it now.
I was in tears when you took
So good. It felt good. It felt good.
Ryan, you're the I guess only Bengals fan I know, but the biggest Bengals fan I know. Did you anticipate any of this when, I guess, less than 2 weeks ago, Cincinnati trades actual picks for this guy? Did you see this coming at all?
You know, I initially thought, wow, we're tanking, right? We've traded essentially a pick swap, a 5th and a 6th, to get Joe Flacco, who was benched, 40-year-old quarterback, to replace Jake Browning, who had been in the system for a few years. We had seen him have some success at one point a couple years ago filling in for Joe Burrow. This is a team that had Super Bowl aspirations, you know, in September and in August. And when your star quarterback goes down, and you can't move the ball, and you get outscored during a 4-game losing streak in the first half by 70 points, you know, you gotta. There's something drastic has to change. And by making that trade, you know, it showed you that they were indeed still hopeful and still hopeful that not only for the season, but that Joe could come back and then potentially lead a postseason run. Now, as far as what Flacco's done, I mean, like you mentioned earlier, we're talking 10 days. We're talking 2 games in 10 days. And what we've seen is a quarterback throw for over 500 yards, throw for 5 touchdowns. Now, I guess when you have a receiving core made up of the best receiver on the planet and Jamar Chase, as he proved last night, and T. Higgins, you know, he's got weapons. This is by far the best receiving core he's ever thrown to in his career. And this is a guy with a Super Bowl MVP. So, to get back to your question, did I just think this was all going to click so fast? Absolutely not. Am I excited and hopeful for where it could go in the future? Absolutely. And, you know, this was a team that was left for dead. But, you know, if they lost last night, that was a death sentence. And what they did was win and continue to play this season.
Now, Lucas, on the flip side of that, there was another older quarterback, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Aaron Rodgers. He played well, too. Now, there was a play, though, that I think kind of showed his age a little bit during a celebration, right?
Right. So close to the end of the game, Aaron Rodgers probably thought he had this in the bag. You know, he had a 68-yard touchdown to Pat Freiermuth, and he goes and he does his usual Super Mario celebration as he goes over to the sidelines, but only one problem, and that would be big man Broderick Jones, who's 6'5", 311 pounds. He got a little too excited. He jumped on Aaron's back, knocked him to the ground, and Aaron got up. He shoved the guy, and he was clearly upset. But look, here's a guy who had been no stranger to injuries throughout his career. He doesn't want to go down if he doesn't need to. So despite that all happening, you know, in that moment, Aaron probably thought he was going to win this game and didn't believe that Joe Flacco was going to do what he did. But, you know, Aaron Rodgers, he's also not a stranger to these weird celebrations. He is a weird guy, admittedly. But just last year, you know, he had the one with Robert Saleh, the coach of the New York Jets at the time, where he went in for the hug. Rodgers was like, no, but then he later said, no, that wasn't what it looked like. But, you know, the battle of the 40-year-olds, Aaron goes down this time. Ed, you know what it's like to be 40, so.
I was just going to say that. I read some tweets. I'm not quite there yet, but I read some tweets of people who are in that age, and they said any sort of, I guess, unnecessary roughness, they were referencing kids. They get a little bit upset about that, too. Mojo, I guess you have a child, and you're in your late 30s, early 40s now. What do you think of these guys out here still slinging it?
July 17th, I'm 40, boys. So everyone start preparing right now because next year it is going down. And all of you invited and our good friend, two Words, who is our #1 fan in the live stream. Guys, you're a quarterback in the NFL, all right? You're a multiple-time MVP quarterback in the NFL. You're late into your career in the NFL. You don't need to be getting touched any more than you possibly have to. There's a reason why these guys wear red jerseys in practice, the brightest color they can possibly put on them. It's so people don't ever make mistakes and do what this offensive lineman did. That could have easily injured Aaron Rodgers. And at the time, this was a team that only had 1 loss and was looking very, very strong and still is for the postseason right there. You cannot make these mistakes, especially Aaron Rodgers, who has looked really good for Pittsburgh. A lot of us, myself included, knew that the last 2 years you saw with the Jets, that wasn't all he had left in the tank. There was more to give. It was clearly a bad fit. Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh making a lot of sense right now. Taking it over to Joe Burrow. Guys, I played NFL. I played nose guard in the NFL. that is probably the easiest playbook of all positions in all of football. I mean, you have one of two options mostly on just about any play. This dude picked up the entire playbook at quarterback instantaneously, went out there and beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, who only had one loss. And like he said, probably only knew half of the playbook at the time. But that just goes to show you, man. First of all, incredible performance by Flacco. He's obviously had some good years in the past, but we're talking about quarterbacks late in their careers. They got a lot left in the tank. I mean, that was a great example of two right there in the same game.
Yeah, I asked this to Ryan earlier. We'll bring it up on the stream. As I was watching the game, because I think the Bengals came in at 2-4, right?
Correct.
And the Steelers were 4-1. So obviously the Steelers were 5.5-point favorites, even on the road. And I fully anticipated the Bengals to lose that game. And I was asking him earlier, who hated that outcome more? Because I think if the Steelers win, they're basically AFC North champions at 5-1, and the rest of the division doesn't even, I think, have 3 wins. And the Bengals are obviously, I had thought, were in the running to get a top 5 pick for Joe Burrow. But you're telling me that as a Bengals fan, you were okay with this.
Yeah, I mean, if the Steelers were one, it would have been the earliest ever that a team had a 3.5-game lead in the AFC North. Talking.
Oh, your mic's down low.
Sorry about that.
Does he have an earpiece
yeah, we're talking about
No,
a
not yet.
3.5-game lead in mid-October, and obviously I think the Steeler fans are upset, and I don't think Bengals fans are ready to turn the page to mock draft Mondays at this point. But if they would have lost, if the Bengals would have lost, then you would have started to see a lot more draft content on
Let
Instagram
me
and
think
X.
about this.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs, what does that say for his career as far as this extension for him playing with the Bengals?
talking
Are we talking about Flacco?
Yeah, Flacco, and
Yeah,
then you
he's
got Joe Burrow.
purely
who's
a
your
rental.
guy.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
You get good draft picks for him later on when Burrow's
he's
that's what you
signed
do.
to be a backup quarterback, and he's backing up one of the highest paid quarterbacks. I get that we're talking about a 40-year-old quarterback here that doesn't really have too much of a future. Obviously, we're going to ride him till the wheels fall off in 2025, but it goes back to Burrow. Now, Ed and I talked about this earlier today. Burrow's prognosis, is potentially mid-December. I think it's more like mid-January. But let's say that they get into the playoffs with Flacco. They win a game with Flacco. They're rolling with Flacco. Burrow's ready.
Right.
Now what do you do?
Yeah.
Well, you got to
You don't
sit
rush
him.
Burrow back.
You got to sit him. I mean, Jamar Chase, to me, the way they were clicking.
Dude, he
last
threw
night.
23 balls to him last
I'm just saying,
night.
but that's supposed to be the best receiver in the game.
Oh, boy,
right?
did he throw to him like he
And
was.
if he's clicking like that, then you got to roll with it, man. You can't just stop. and
Here's
change.
one other question I had while watching the game, and this is for everybody. Is Joe Flacco a Hall of Famer? Like, playing this late into his career with the Super Bowl MVP, right? I think he was the MVP of that Super Bowl.
Was the MVP of the Super
Super Bowl
Bowl?
champion,
good
Super Bowl
that
MVP. He's played for 20 years. I'm sure his numbers are up there. Like, I don't think he
He
is, but
said
man.
those two things as if they had happened different seasons, by the way.
What? Which one?
The Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I didn't know if he was Super. I knew he was Super Bowl champ, but I didn't know if he won the MVP.
did win the
He won
MVP.
Yeah. That's a hell of a resume.
I don't think so.
If
man.
you're gonna call
I think
Eli
if
Manning
you're
a Hall
gonna
of
talk
Famer,
about a
like-
Hall of Famer,
Well, one
you
more
gotta
ring.
be
One
up
more
there.
ring, but geez,
Yeah.
Flacco's played 10 more
But
years.
if you look at his career stats, they're not as good as you would think for how long he's
Oh,
been
yeah.
in the league.
Pro Bowls
I
does
get
he
it.
have?
Not many.
I think they
Very
did a
few. It
side
might
by
be even one.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I mean they did a side by
I thought
How
side.
many
looked
Pro
that
Bowls
up
did Eli
today.
Manning have? I don't
He
know.
had like
I don't think he
times.
is. I'm just.
How many
I'm
times
very
did Eli
different
lead the NFL
situation.
in interceptions?
A lot, right?
Sorry,
Not
Dan.
as funny as Eli Manning, so there's that too.
Yeah.
I mean
That
they've
also-
played
that's
like
a
a similar
the
amount of
cherry
time. I
on
think
top.
Flacco has like 20, 30,000 less passing yards than Aaron Rodgers does. Like, I mean, granted
sure.
he's been a starter the
I mean,
whole
Aaron
time,
Rodgers is a
but
legend,
and he's a
though.
gunslinger. But like still, like his stats like in the matchup before, the only thing that's like even similar in their two stat columns is Super Bowl champions won, Super Bowl MVPs won.
All right. What if he wins the Bengals Super Bowl this year?
That would be sure.
But he's like a
Hall
bus
of
driver.
Fame.
It's like Jamar Chase just does it all. And
How would you show like sculpting the bust in Canton, or like even like
Well, guys, we
Hell of a
asked
story.
we asked a poll. Speaking of the Unk Bowl that we had, Well, like we asked our followers who they would rather have going forward for the rest of the season, Joe Flacco or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh God, come on.
Who do you think? Who do you think?
This is ridiculous.
But who do you think?
90% Aaron Rodgers. With any less.
73% Aaron.
50-50 right
Shut
now.
up. What, two people vote? There's Ryan? Ryan and his friends?
How many voters did we have?
We had 100. Oh, it just changed to 42% Joe Flacco, 58%.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers.
Man, you guys need to
Now
watch
we're
more
trending
football.
in the right direction.
But I saw that when I came, because I put that poll out however long ago, and I saw that, and I'm like, as you guys were talking, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
There's no way that's a real.
Recency bias at its best.
Oh, yeah.
We are going
Rodgers was great last night.
He
though.
was.
We're going to move on to Bieber. That was pretty
no
hefty
Diggs?
block. Yeah, we'll do
I'm
we'll do
sitting down
Trevor
there.
Diggs if we need it later.
I'm tagging in Lucas.
But yeah, tag in
Connor's
Lucas,
trying to
and
squeeze in 8
we'll do a
segments
welcome
again.
back on Justin Bieber basketball.
Okay, no more Diggs.
We might do it later if we need it.
Okay. See you later, Diggs.
Buffalo Bills have to do it this year, John? Well, we'll see.
What about the Bills?
John said the Buffalo Bills have to do it this year.
Yeah, you,
Do what? I don't
Lose
know,
the
do
AFC
something.
East to the Patriots.
yeah,
do
we
something.
better. All right, so this will be welcome back, B1 Justin Bieber. We've got the soundbite from him playing last night. Ready to go, Lucas?
Wait, so we're going to.
You'll eventually toss to the soundbite and then come out of it. With you can come out of it with Ed, you can come out with Mojo. We could do.
Go to Mojo.
Yeah.
I'm not super familiar with this.
Okay. Welcome back.
Don't worry, Ed. I'll cover for you. I got it. Don't worry.
Thank you, Mojo.
Welcome back, Justin Bieber. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, Lucas.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Lucas here. Justin Bieber was back on the hardwood Thursday night, and let's just say it went a little bit better than the last time we saw him on there. And if you remember on this show just a couple weeks ago, Justin Bieber teamed up with Team Skylark to go up against his old team in the league, which is a little competition, you know, not necessarily pickup basketball. These guys know what they're doing a little bit more than that. But things didn't necessarily go great. He missed some shots here and there, but Thursday night, let's just say he got his redemption. And here's some footage of how it looked.
1 minute left, 1 minute left. Here comes Justin Bieber. Oh, how you gonna double check?
It feels like it was 2010 again with how the people were going crazy in the crowd. But here's the thing. So Justin Bieber did not do great a couple weeks ago. There was footage of him with a basketball trainer by the name of Lethal Shooter. He also does these viral videos all the time of him making insane trick shots. Seems like he heard the chatter that he might have been Ustin to a few people because he lost his J. No, not the case. He bounced back a little bit. There was one hiccup there where he hit the rafters, and the guy who was emceeing the game said, "You know, it's all right. We love your album," which is pretty funny. But Justin seems to be back. Mojo, what do you think? Do you think Justin Bieber is back, or was that a one-off game? Are we being too harsh on the guy? What's your take?
I don't know. I gotta call out the improvement here, man. I mean, celebrity or not, I don't care how much money you have. You still got to put in the work to pull a 180 like this, right? I mean, clearly this is a guy that's showing a lot of dedication, a lot of passion. You know, he's working hard at this, and you can tell that he wants to do this. So I got to give him some credit. I mean, he's not a big guy. I can't say his previous careers have prepared him for a career in basketball. So there's no spillover effect here, but the dude's having a good time. And I always wonder with these celebrities, Lucas, what is really the end goal, right? Like, are you going out there and are you really trying to ball? Are you really trying to make great shots and do good business and, you know, be a good team player? Or are you doing it to get the clicks and get the views? And if you play terribly, you know you're going to go viral everywhere and then everyone's talking about you. I know for a fact some of these guys do just that on purpose. I've done that just on purpose when we're having a good time. So I don't know quite what to make of it, but he's getting better. Honestly, I think he's going to continue on this path. I think he's absolutely improving.
Mojo, I think Justin Bieber's a little beyond having to do anything for clicks and clout at this point. But to me, I see it as him getting that cardio and getting ready for April. He's headlining Coachella, and that's not easy. You can't just go out there and do anything. You have to get your body ready for that. I think he's doing that. But either way, he's having fun. Good for you, Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Remember when
I
Ed
think
got
he's doing
stumped on the Bieber topic?
I think
He,
it's like
started
Lucas says
panicking?
for cardio because
It's not
no, you
stumped is the wrong word.
You can't really judge if he's improved or anything like that because they're taking it easy on him.
No, do you see
Like,
the defense on that play? Like they're
That's what
like,
I'm saying.
and then he just put like there's no hand.
like
in
if
the
you're
face.
gonna
Still
if
hit
you're
the
gonna
shot
if
with
you,
two
did.
people in his face.
But they
Even if
weren't
they
really
didn't
in
play
his-
defense, they were still there.
Yeah, they were
saying.
still there, but I mean,
I'm saying
but
we're gonna judge him. We got to judge him with somebody really.
I want to see somebody
guarding
like
him,
on their hip, you
checking
know,
him.
like
like
because he's not making any separate. He's not really doing it, you know. I mean, but respect to him and respect to Lethal Shooter, friend of TMZ Sports, for doing that training stuff. I mean, we're gonna see if Keith, whenever we can get him into the office, if Keith can beat him in that shooting competition.
I'll shoot him, man.
But,
Keith was talking about that yesterday. He was talking his game up pretty big. So.
Yeah, it really was.
Well, I mean, Lethal, for those of you guys who don't know, Lethal Shooter is an NBA shooting coach. So he has trained a lot of people, a lot of professional players, and he's a great dude. And obviously, training with him is going to be advantageous to anybody. So, I mean, you could already tell from the clips from the first to the second the difference in his jump shot. But Angie said, well, I'd rather see him with a basketball in his hands instead of a bong on camera. Fair. That's a fair
Instead
take,
of a
Angie.
what?
Instead of a bong on camera.
That's
Oh
right.
my
He did that
God.
once.
Yeah, that's probably more productive, I
Yeah,
would say.
a little bit. It's not about how you start, but how you finish. I agree with you. 2 words. I agree. 2 words was putting in some pitches for guests for the Party Pod, Mojo.
Who we got?
He was saying Mike Tyson. He was saying Tyson definitely has some party stories for the Party Pod.
That would be good. I've never partied with Tyson, but maybe that'll change when the Party Pod takes off.
Well, who would be your dream guest for the Party Pod?
My dream guest?
Yeah.
Edward Lewis.
Yeah, because I hear Edward parties. I've seen him at the TMZ holiday party one time.
He doesn't
I
remember
mean,
that.
it was crazy what he was able to do with that thimble of beer before he tapped
man.
out. It was awesome.
Thimble of beer.
No, answer the question, Mojo. Is there a celeb?
Yeah, you got to.
Who's our first
I mean,
guest?
I would want people that I've never partied with because I
Okay.
would want to hear stories
Right,
for
obviously.
the first time.
Who you never partied
Yeah,
with?
who would that be though?
I partied with everyone cool, so I couldn't.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Travis Kelce? Have you partied with
Killer
Travis?
Trav?
Of course, we've aired footage on the show of me partying
You
with
keep
Trav.
acting like I get to sit down and just watch this show. You know what I mean? Like
Dude, you have never even watched our show before. Yeah.
I had to work while you guys filmed the show.
Yeah, quick with it.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
there you are.
Hey, dang.
Yeah,
Have you partied
many
with Kendrick
times.
Lamar?
Who parties harder, you or him?
Well, nobody parties harder than me, but that's not
fair.
an insult to anybody
No,
else.
of course.
Don said.
All right, actually, I will
Kendrick.
tell you somebody
All right,
who
let's
parties
see.
harder than me. Ric Flair parties harder than I do.
There you
I'll
go.
give him that.
There you go.
And he's partied longer too, and he never stopped.
Party veteran.
He's got
Good for
some
him.
great stories. I would want him on the Party Pod to tell you guys about what it was like when he was, doing his thing back in the day before cell phones, and
Oh, God.
he could text people. He's got some fantastic stories.
Oh, I bet.
You can't tell another person's party stories. Like they have
Yeah,
to present
sure.
that to the world. You can't do that.
I agree. The Party Pod's getting legitimized on the stream here, guys.
I'm a big fan of it.
I am too.
I think it
Ric
would be
Flair?
good.
Oh, yeah.
Don the Watcher said Ed and his pythons at the party. So look at that. Look at he's been hitting it.
I'm just in that gym every day, dude. I'm just like Mojo Jr.
How many inches?
Mojo Jr.
He called me.
Mojo
He called me
Jr.?
Ojmo yesterday.
Dude, you
Ojmo.
can't call yourself junior of another person, then that doesn't work.
I mean, shit, I'm 100 pounds less than
Dang,
you. You
bro.
know, like,
Ooh,
We're
who would
supposed to be
win
rivals. You can't build me up
one-on-one?
like that.
Who would win one-on-one in basketball, Mojo or Ed?
oh, I'm not a good basketball player. Basketball's a one sport I can't do.
I would just body him in the
Okay.
paint the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
All right. What about
What about
Keith
a game
versus
of
Mojo?
horse?
Oh, that's a good one.
horse? I'm not a good shooter, man. I
Oh, these days, I'm terrible. I got no shot. I haven't even played pickup in I don't know how many years.
But we've heard about Keith in the parking lot.
That's what I'm.
Oh my
There's
God.
a big story about Keith kind of face planting in the parking lot. So I think
Dude,
that it'd
it
be
was
a
on
good
the
battle,
40.
you know?
I was running the 40.
Keith's
I
been
didn't
talking
stretch.
a big game, man. I need to see some more follow through from Keith. Just
What
saying.
do we think?
true.
Hey,
Hey,
Chad, who do we think
anytime,
would
man.
win, Mojo or Keith, in about
Anytime.
one-on-one?
Anytime.
In one-on-one or in horse?
One-on-one.
No, one-on-one.
One-on-one. That's
I'll just be
tough.
quick and try to go around him because
Okay.
the minute I get checked by Mojo, it's over.
I don't call fouls either.
Oh, see?
Yeah, okay,
Prison,
yeah,
prison.
No, I'm saying I don't
we
call
only-
fouls.
we only
Right.
Mojo for-
I'm
yeah,
He's not going to call fouls if you're not
And
calling
then if you
fouls.
call
Fouls.
foul, then I'm going to look at you like you're a
Mojo,
punk.
we play defense
Right.
calls fouls.
John
That's how we
Rickler will be
play.
partying when he's 100. Yeah, I mean,
All right,
like
we have
physical
Mojo
basketball.
for 15 more minutes, so let's move
all
on
right.
to Jordan and Belichick, please.
Jordan.
I never quit on the stream. I'll let everybody know that.
Hey, never quit
Yo,
on the
that's
stream.
because you skip segments on the screen. Oh, I don't know what to say
Back
about
of the day,
that.
I
guys.
didn't say that.
Oh,
I just said
didn't do my job and prepare the segment. You guys don't even send me the
Whatever,
segments
dude.
anymore. And
Just
I'm
quit
ready.
on us, man. Go do your thing, you know?
I just come in live and whatever
Chat,
we're
if
talking
you guys
about, I'm
haven't
ready
had
to go.
these before.
Quit on us. Rice Krispie
What is
treats?
that?
No,
What do
I'm
you-
saying, but the one with the little sprinkles on it.
Is
That one,
there a difference?
it's
Yeah,
got
one has
sprinkles on
sprinkles.
it, and it's pretty good.
I mean, can you
Luca,
really
how
taste
young
the
are you?
difference, though?
I can.
Luca, open
How
that
young
up and
are you?
show the camera.
What's that?
How
Those
young
are
are you?
amazing.
How young am I?
Yeah.
I'm 22.
You're 22?
See, like, look at that. Doesn't that look good?
Hold on.
It looks like a Rice Krispie treat with sprinkles in it.
And that's exactly what it is.
I don't know, why are we
But-
acting like you just
all
reinvented the
for
wheel?
Well, I
aesthetic,
mean, I never
I
had
think.
it before, and
Jeez.
they're good. So
Confirmed really good.
Mojo, have you heard of people eating these before and after the gym? The Rice Krispie treats? That's on my
Yeah, it's
TikTok.
like, what was it?
J-Rock
Marshawn would
killed
have
my
the
mic.
Skittles for the sugar boost
Yeah, they
or
like the
whatever.
sugar. Yeah, it apparently gets you like a little pump.
That's a real
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I never did it, but
But yeah, I don't
I've heard
understand.
of a lot of players that do
I
that.
wouldn't want to like just ingest that like 100 calories of terribleness. You know?
All right, Ed. Let's
All
do
right,
Jordan.
sorry. All right, we're doing Jordan?
Yeah.
Just me and Mojo?
I would say you, Lucas, and Mojo, we're going to need some time.
Okay.
So
Spoiler alert,
I would
we
say
might agree on this.
describe just like a little setup. Pablo Torre found out, and then toss to the soundbite. Come out to Lucas,
Come out to Lucas.
and then we'll have Mojo wrap it up.
Okay. Okay.
Cool. You ready to go?
Somebody
welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, C1 with Jordan and Bill in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Jordan Hudson is back in the news, and once again, it's because of her behavior on the set of a TV program. I'll explain. Pablo Torre, as part of his Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast, obtained some video of Jordan Hudson alongside her boyfriend, Bill Belichick, at one of the filmings of his show called Coach last year. If you weren't familiar with this, this was a show that Bill did with Matt Patricia and Michael Lombardi just prior to him being hired by UNC. It was him kind of breaking down NFL action. And in the video that Pablo Torre obtained, you can see he's trying to break down the Cowboys versus Browns Week 1 matchup from last year when Jordan kind of interrupts. And I'm sure there's more video we're going to show you where she and Bill kind of trash talk staffers on the set. We'll play it all for you here right now, and we'll give a little reaction afterwards.
Is it necessary to say keep them out of the end zone? Because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory on defense. I don't know if there's like an additional point.
Yeah, it's a 100%.
I
100%.
feel like that applies to all defenses.
Well, no, but we just said that the Cowboys' offense is the best offense in the league. They have the most yards per game. So they're going to get the ball down there. We know they're going to get the ball down there. Preventing touchdowns and forcing the field goals is going to be a key to the game.
This feels like a how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb situation.
Yes.
Editors at NFL Films did something and then turned it around to their guys and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, it's a lot of salary to pay for. If somebody puts on a clock, I could create this in 5 minutes. Will you give me $2,000 to do that? You want to something? We should get Tony in here.
You're very much. He would make this place better than what it is, I'll tell you that.
I have a graphics person who helped me with the website.
We need a football person.
I think they're using all of the underdog people from the other things that don't know how to do anything else aside from what they do on all the other shows, which honestly, frankly, really isn't that good.
So a couple things here. This was an underdog show, which is why she says the word underdogs, but it was being filmed at NFL Films' studio. Now, NFL Films released a statement to Pat McAfee earlier today, kind of distancing itself from this. They said the show was just being simply filmed at their location and they didn't have anything to do with it, aka they're claiming they didn't release this video to Pablo. Now, all that withstanding, again, if you aren't really understanding what's going on, she is upset, Lucas, over the graphics packages on here, which you can kind of see a little bit. It just looks like plain text on a screen. There's another one where it's just a Cleveland Browns helmet, which just basically kind of a PowerPoint formation. It just merely looks like that. It looks like somebody plugged in art into PowerPoint and some text into PowerPoint, and they put it on the screen. And as you can see, Jordan, acting as Bill's manager, obviously we know she is his girlfriend, stepping in and be like, hey, we need to do a little better job here.
Now, I understand that she does work with Bill, and that's great. I'm happy for them. I just think it's a little odd, especially given everything that's going on, this narrative that's going on, that Jordan is just doing a bit too much. And I think this is a perfect example of that. Now, if this was an isolated incident, I would probably let it slide, but just with the vibes that everyone is getting on this relationship, and ultimately what it comes down to is if they're happy and everything's good with them, then great. Everyone else is happy. But it's just time after time, and in our faces, we have seen these instances that it's just rubbing people the wrong way. And look, they were on hot mics, they know they were mic'd up, and they're dogging people who, this is their jobs, this is what they do. And look, you can be unhappy with what they're doing and maybe try and make some changes to it, but to say that kind of stuff is just unprofessional. And the more that these things come out from Bill, I am so shocked because, you know, he's just an absolute legend. He's an all-time great. And, you know, to be thrown into something like this, it's just odd, especially at this point in his career. Now, another thing that I'm just kind of scratching my head at is the fact that she is questioning the breakdown of, you know, what they think the game plan should be, as if like, look, I know the bullet point of keep them out of the end zone seems a little self-explanatory, but I think Bill Belichick will kind of explain more to that. I would not question him in that. I'm sorry, Jordan.
They should have put the bullet point that they need to score more points than other teams as well. Mojo, I think a lot of people have problems with Jordan because she's only 24 and her resume doesn't necessarily yield to having this kind of, I guess, authority on sets like this. And I think that's why people are upset. But I got to ask, I mean, if she was 34 and had some sort of background in management, would you have any sort of issue with this? I just feel like it's just because she's young and his girlfriend that they just expect her to be this arm candy. And when she interjects and she's not that, they're like, whoa, who is this? Do you feel that way?
To an extent, Ed, and that's a kind of a good point. Bill Belichick, I don't know, maybe now he's not perceived as the GOAT coach, but for a long time, he was the GOAT coach. So it really doesn't matter who's next to him, right? Like, you want to hear from the GOAT coach. I mean, whether this girl is 24 or 54 years old, anyone that is side by side with Bill, you're not going to want to hear from. Like, that's why all these NFL games broadcast commentary from superstar players. That's why Tom Brady got so much money to go over there and commentate games for Fox, because you want to hear it from the GOAT himself and you want to hear their opinion. So it really doesn't matter who's next to him. You're not going to want to hear from that person. That being said, does the age make this worse? Absolutely, it makes it worse. But I will say, and I'll give her a little credit, even though I am usually the first to kind of bash this relationship and what it's done for, you know, against Bill, I should say, and the implications of being in this relationship. But a lot of big athletes and big celebrities, they have managers, they have agents, they have publicists, and very often those people are massive pains. I think, and that's kind of the status quo, and you're used to dealing with that, and you're forced to deal with that, and that's what it is. But since it's Jordan Hudson, she, I guess, is Bill's representative of some kind, but also his girlfriend, but it's also a very, very young woman. Everything just gets exacerbated here a little bit. I will also point out, too, this clip is a little bit old. And I would say the comments that she made to the rest of the staff in the room, to their faces, the whole conversation, if you go and watch the full clip, she starts talking about Adobe and Photoshop and all of these things, very obnoxious. I don't have as much of an issue with their private comments to each other. I've been mic'd up all day, 12 to 18 hours in a day before. It's very easy for you to forget that you're mic'd up and you got a hot mic on. A lot of times these sound people are supposed to be turning those mics off for you so you don't have to remove it and then get re-mic'd up and it wastes time on set. So leaving the hot mic on, you know, that sucks. It happens, but they were trying to have a private conversation, and they want their show to be perfect. At that point, especially, Bill was in a transition period, a lot going on. You have to present him very well. So I don't have too much of an issue with that one. It was more the comments to the table that just seemed to be a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, it's my understanding that this was, from what I've been told, I talked to a few people, or just one person, a couple people close to this situation. And it's my understanding that this was like, it was not their first. They were trying to get this episode out, right? This was supposed to be the first episode, but they had been filming for a couple weeks, and this was like a culmination of just frustration that they had finally got all the set and stuff. And you look, I mean, Connor, I don't know if you could put up the B-roll of this again or something like that. Like, look at this thing. Like, just set aside Jordan. Look, what is the 37 blue jersey? Why is there a hole in the desk with like a American flag in it? And then look, I said this a little bit to Lucas. Look at this text on the screen. It's a picture of a Browns helmet with just 3 bold things. Like if this were any other human being that wasn't Jordan Hudson, you'll be like, yeah, shit, she has a point.
It's just like the Nickelodeon version.
Yeah, just because there's like bricks there, like, and they're just in like hotel chairs. Like it's comical, and it's my understanding that they paid thousands upon thousands of dollars for this show. And I get the frustration. It's not only like Bill Belichick's girlfriend. Like, this is embarrassing. My 70-year-old boyfriend is like up here as the greatest coach of all time in front of a fireplace with a 37 jersey. But I'm his manager. It's my job. So I had no problem with this whatsoever. Luke, I'm curious to hear, is anybody in the chat sounding off or anything? Like,
mark it down right now. This is like the one time Ed and I will ever agree on something too. So timestamp it.
Hell yeah.
Stuff where it's saying, like, in a lot of those pictures, like, it's kind of like, he's looking a little bit grandpa-esque in those, and I think, like, people are also agreeing, saying, like, it is a good point that if it's anybody else, it's nothing is getting said about, because I mean, we've seen we see the footage. It is
like,
not.
This isn't like a YouTube show that Luca and I are filming from my bedroom. Like, this is the greatest coach of all time talking with Michael Lombardi and Matt Patricia, guys who've won in the NFL
winners
before.
Like real NFL people.
Like, we're like, hey, is it dinner table around here and some PowerPoint we could put up? And like, it's just I would be frustrated too, man. I don't know, man. So. Yeah, but you said Chad is kind of.
Chad's is kind of. They're also saying some other stuff that I don't know if we can. About some other comments regarding that, but but Angie made a good point saying that, like, why can't, like, exactly what you were saying. It's like, why can't she call it out? Maybe she just did it in maybe the improper tone, not the right type of way to portray it.
But like I said, it's my understanding this was like 3-4 weeks into this, so like there's no context, and that's what's so frustrating about these clips, and people that just try to make a podcast of just
just having something.
To make news out of it, without the context of it. But yeah, I mean, I'd be frustrated too. I know, like, shoot, I have those days here where it's like, man, I can't get this right, and you start.
Yeah, you get frustrated.
Yeah, you start getting frustrated. It is what it is. I think, again, if she was 34 years old or even 44 or 54, nobody would be saying anything. But.
No, I agree. It's the age thing, and I mean, but yeah, it's like everybody gets. I think that's kind of a lot of people are just also discounting.
It's a black and white picture of Bill Belichick with a brick wall.
Oh, the worst one is like the Cowboys like points where it's like defend CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
Like, on like a Word doc.
Score more points.
Yeah, their game plan.
Yeah. Game plan
musts.
Game plan must.
Score more points than the other team. That's the key to win this game.
But it's like I think people just also forget that, like, this is also like a real person, that also like gets frustrated with things. Like earlier today, I was trying to make a video for like our social that took me way longer than I was anticipating, and I got frustrated with it.
So like, I had no problem with this. I don't know.
Neither do I.
I think the only people that do are the ones, like I said, that are outraged that he's dating somebody so young and giving her so much power as somebody so young.
And Two Words has a good point saying that, like, there is, this probably should have never even been a clip. Like, Two Words said that no matter how long you've experienced with a hot mic, it's still the producer's job to take you off when you're not airing.
Oh, dude, I've been here for 8 years and I still don't even
because at the end of the day, ultimately, this probably should never have been a clip that surfaced. There's probably never have been any, because like he said,
they were probably fishing for it, man. They were probably waiting all day for this stuff.
Which I think is a topic, which is a point of this that not enough people are probably talking about, because this is at NFL Films. Like, this is, I'm assuming that this studio is people that work for NFL Films, and that's a group of professional people. So it's like. I don't think people are kind of realizing that this is a thing that should be done.
Also, it's my understanding that Jordan and Bill would even say this to their faces. You know what I mean? They kind of low-key do in the beginning. The stuff where they're on like a hot mic is a little bit more aggressive. But she says in the beginning, I could do Photoshop better than this. So like, I don't think they're making it any secret that they're talking smack. It's just the more aggressive stuff was.
That is a good point.
Right Either way, so that's my 2 cents on that.
And I think also it's like, like you said, like if you look at that set, people are allowed to like be frustrated and talk crap.
I gotta tell you, it sucks. Like,
Yeah,
what do I do?
It is an
Put my
awful
old
set.
boyfriend here and
It's like
crappy set.
as a 6-time Super Bowl champion, I would, you know, I think maybe you could put a Lombardi trophy in there or something.
Do anything,
like,
or if we have a jersey here, maybe make it a Tom Brady jersey or something. Like,
Guys,
anything.
This is too much for the show today. Ed and I are agreeing on a segment, and I don't like it. So because of that, I am going to now sign off
All right,
and leave
Mojo.
the last segment to you guys. One, because Ed already refused to do a previous segment because he wasn't prepared, so I had to do it for him so he can cover for me. And two, because today is my wife and I's 3rd anniversary, actually. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, y'all.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We're going to go do anniversary stuff, and
yeah.
I will see you tomorrow. Actually, I won't. I'll see you Monday.
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Where it'll be?
Where would it be?
The
what?
best show since today. Stay tuned for the D Block right now with Edward, who I agreed with once and never again.
Bye, Mojo.
Hey guys, everybody show Mojo some love in the comment for that. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So sweet. You're a sweetheart, Mojo.
We love Mojo here.
All right, so we need 3 minutes with the goodbye
3
for
minutes.
the Sixers prank, so I'll come in with it.
3
and then
minutes remaining.
You can talk about it. It is Adem
Bona?
Bona, yeah.
Lucas want to own this one?
Yeah, so we'll have Lucas come out of the soundbite. You can talk a little bit about it. You can mention that it's usually just the popcorn, and yeah, then we'll go from there. But yeah, 3 minutes with a goodbye, and you can wrap it up within the segment, and then yeah, toss over to Ed, and we'll go from there.
So Lucas will come to me, and then I'll come back to him where he can sign off.
Yeah.
Okay. Where it'll be the best show since today.
All right, Lucas, you ready for the sound?
Mm-hmm. It's welcome back.
So no digs in the show
This
today.
will be D1 welcome back. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need baby digs.
Hate to see that.
All right. I will give you sound shortly.
This is what happens when you don't follow instructions. Adem Bona.
What they do to you, bro?
I'm over there looking at him all, dog. I don't even know why.
You gotta follow instructions, bro. He told you get off the table. He told you get off the table. He said,
You want to get on the
I don't get nobody to play.
Nah, they not only did people popcorn his joint, straight through the
You
sunroof.
know to Lucas just in case.
They put my boy joint on the blocks. Damn.
popcorn on the top.
Hey, that's what happens when you don't follow instructions. You next. We're gonna grab some popcorn in here. Get you some.
I'm hungry, yeah. Hard practice.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Lucas here. Good news, bad news for Philadelphia 76ers big man Adem Bona. His car is a mess, but he does have all the popcorn he'll ever need for the rest of his life, thanks to that prank by his teammates. Now, you usually see this for rookies. It's a thing. It's classic in the NBA. It's a little welcome to the NBA rookie moment. But Adem, yeah, he. Now we don't know exactly why this whole thing with the table and all that was so important, but his teammates clearly took it seriously. You recall last year around this time, Jalen Tyson of the Cleveland Cavaliers had something very similar happen to him. Donovan Mitchell even teased it during a game. There were levels to it. But yeah, Adem, you might want to go get that checked out and get it detailed, something along those lines. Let's hope it wasn't buttery. But Ed, is this fair or foul when it comes to doing this to your teammates in the NBA?
I think this is my third time talking about one of these pranks on this show, and every time it gets worse and worse and worse. I don't understand how you could do this to a guy's car, especially a guy like Bona who is not a superstar who's making hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, this sucks. Like, if my car, which I am proud of, has popcorn on it, whether it's buttery or not, it's still gonna leave food particles everywhere. It's gonna be all over your interior. If you have cloth interior, forget about it. I just think there's a much less permanent thing you could do to a guy. Like, I get the taking the wheels off is a pain, and him probably having to screw those back on would be something, but man, to popcorn a guy's car, that's personal. I think we need to move on from this, and maybe packing peanuts. I'm in for making them get donuts and all that stuff. Man, it's a little too much. I'm out on popcorning.
Well, whatever you guys decide, we're going to leave that up to you. But hopefully your weekend is full of popcorn that you want and not necessarily come across in your vehicle. But regardless, have a great few days. We're going to be back here Monday doing the same thing all over again. We're going to be talking all about the NFL action that comes Sunday and anything else that comes up. We're going to be there talking about it. So have a great weekend, everybody.
you know it's coming. So don't buy a nice car when you get that first
Well, why
contract
do you know
money.
it's coming? Like,
No, you know it's coming. You know a price gonna come on your car.
Bad. Like
he forgot a table? I don't even know what the allegation was. And usually, I think Donovan Mitchell last year was he was late to a meeting or late to get donuts.
He didn't bring
thing or
donuts.
something.
The tire, like I agree. The tire
Connor,
thing
was
is
that
like,
okay?
yeah, it's annoying. Like you have to spend an extra 10 minutes putting your tire back on or something.
Okay.
But
Didn't know about
that
that.
one is like, that is permanent damage to your car. I
Yeah,
mean, hopefully
dude.
they put down a tarp or something.
To me, get a driver. Just get a driver who's always gonna watch your car.
True.
If you're a rookie,
I suppose. I don't know.
I would get a driver.
I'd be livid, but
You're making a lot of money.
Let's say it doesn't damage your interior and you are able to get all the kernels out. It's gonna smell like popcorn for at least the next 6 months. Like
It probably gets all in the vents and stuff
there's
too. It's
nothing like remotely funny
that.
about ruining my car. Like,
Huh?
I saw that, and I was like, why did we waste all that?
well, that too.
Yeah.
There are people that are hungry.
I mean, I happen to really love popcorn.
Like it's not funny, but that's a perfect prank to do on Charles. Put popcorn all in his car.
Oh man.
Wow. Here. I wish you would.
He's giving me the keys.
Oh my god.
I've been asking for those keys for a month, and he finally gives it to me.
John, I hope you have a great weekend as well. I don't know about the Go Blue Jays part of that. I'm a big Dumper fan, so we're rooting for the Blue.
They had a hell of a game last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think we single-handedly spoke the Toronto Blue Jays back into this series.
Shoot, I thought that the Brewers might come back. Man, Dodgers are great again last night.
Yeah,
Dodgers are gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, if they continue to pitch this way,
Yeah,
like
and they have Sasaki in the ninth now, which I think changes everything.
Yep.
Like they were bringing in Vesia and Trinan and what's his name?
And you have like the best hitter in the
Tanner
world on your
Scott.
team doesn't hurt either.
Yeah,
you know,
and he's
so
even
it's-
slumping
yeah.
for a little bit this playoffs. Yeah, they're a
Slack,
wagon.
So, I mean,
They're a wagon.
I mean, if you guys watched the show earlier this week, or at least I had kind of put my foot in the ground saying it's going to be Blue Jays, Dodgers in the World Series. That has not been the case ever since then.
You mean the Mariners?
The Mariners,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, and the Mariners
Blue Jays are great last
have
night.
not.
Yeah.
Have seemingly kind
It's
of hit
2-2
that
though.
wall.
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's a series.
Yeah.
So, I wonder if there was butter on the popcorn, John. If there is,
That was the big question,
Yeah,
right?
that is even worse.
Yeah.
Dylan asked if you've seen any good movies lately, Lucas.
Yeah, I saw Roofman on Wednesday.
Roofman.
Yeah. So my buddy and I, we see movies a lot. We're AMC A-listers, all that kind of stuff.
Is that worth it?
And it is if you go at least I think like 2 times a month.
Okay.
So, but you get up to 3 a week. And we go to all these movies all the time, and we've seen the Roofman trailer probably 50 times in like the past year. And the billboards were coming up and everything, so it kind of turned into a meme of itself, like Roofman, 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 as if it was never actually going to come out. So once it did, we decided to go see it, and we were pleasantly surprised. Like, Roofman was good. And Channing Tatum, he was enjoyable. Kirsten Dunst, nice to see her. I thought it was like a good combination of comedy and like heartwarming and like actual like drama. I would recommend seeing it if you got nothing going on this weekend outside of football and baseball. But
What's a good place to go for Halloween? Is there any escape rooms going on around
escape
here?
rooms, you can do an escape room in April if you want. But
Oh,
like
really?
haunted
talking about for,
houses or like mazes and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to Fright Fest at Six Flags a couple
that's
weeks
always
ago.
good.
Horror Nights is the big one, though, right? That's
Yeah. And if you didn't get your tickets yet, like you're done. You're not getting.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, Halloween Horror Nights
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
Universal. I was talking to my other buddy. I think it was Tuesday night. We were at dinner and we're like, oh, we're gonna go, but we never got our passes yet. Pro tip: if you are going to go, you have to get the express pass, or you're only gonna go through 2 mazes. Like it's just absolutely packed. They sell way too many tickets. So express is the way to go. Spend the $250 or whatever it is. You're actually going to get your money's worth that way, as opposed to spending like $100.
How late is it
and doing
open,
nothing.
usually?
It's open till like 2 a.m. I think.
Okay, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, but that's the way to go. And yeah, we went to the calendar to pick which weekend we were going to go. We were thinking like next weekend, and there was a Wednesday night this week, and then the Sunday after Halloween.
Yeah.
So that's like, that's insane, but it is worth it. And If you can't do it this year, do it next year.
Still need to go at some point. I love like horror movies, so I really want to go and just like experience it at least once.
Yeah, you absolutely should.
We've got about 5 minutes left in the stream here. Let's go through each one of your team's matchups this weekend, starting with the marquee matchup of the weekend, the 1-5 Dolphins visiting the 1-5 Browns. Lucas, who do you like?
I like the Browns in this one, which is weird to say. But I think this could be one of those random games that, like, Dylan Gabriel throws 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. We just do nothing wrong. But maybe a few hiccups here and there, but it doesn't take much to beat the Dolphins. So I feel confident that this is like a game that we'll win, even though we kind of don't want to win anymore. We're giving up on the season. Let's get the best draft pick possible. And, of course, we're going to probably win 3 or 4 more games here.
I think we're going to have a Shador sighting this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I think we're gonna.
That would be amazing. Like I said, I forget what my prediction was, but I think you'll see him in a game this year. You'll see him, or at least starting one. Starting a game this year.
Starting a game?
I think he will.
I want nothing but the best for him. That's probably outside of Cleveland. It just seems like, once we drafted him, I knew there was going to be this huge, like, controversy or like big spotlight on our QB room. There already was to begin with. But having him in there and then being 3rd string and technically 4th if everyone was healthy, it's a big mess. But I got a front row seat to it. I'm enjoying the popcorn, the cotton candy. I am all in at the circus.
Popcorn mentioned
more than Adem Bona.
Yeah.
All right, we've got the 4-2 Eagles at the 3-2 Vikings. What do you think, Luka?
I mean, obviously we're going to ride with the Birds. I think it's going to be a close game again. I'm really hoping I'm wrong on that. I think this is a game where the Minnesota defense is one of the best in the league. They haven't allowed a receiver to have over, I think, like 63 receiving yards the entire season, which doesn't bode well for the big receiver issues that we seem to be having with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. But I think we'll win by a field goal. We're favored by 2.5 right now. I agree with that line. I think it's either going to be a blowout where we can't score the rock and Carson Wentz just gets his revenge on us, or we win by a field goal. So go Birds. Hopefully we bring that one home and go back to 5-2.
2 frauds. 2 frauds.
Speaking of 2 frauds, we have the 3-3 Commanders visiting the 2-3-1 Dallas Cowboys.
Please explain to me how the Cowboys are frauds. Everybody thought they would be 8-8 heading into the season. I think Vegas had them at 7 wins. How are they frauds? Anyways,
such a bad team.
I think this is the season for the Cowboys, so I expect them to win it. I think if you lose to the Commanders, it makes you 2-4-1. Your defense is obviously never going to get better if you can't win this one. So I expect them to win it. It's at home. They have historically done well against the Commanders. They really did well against Jaden Daniels last year, so I expect them to win that one. So,
yeah, I mean, Lucas, the chat's running with Miami for this game.
Oh, that's fine.
Unbothered.
The thing is, like, and I've talked to so many people about this, even before we lost to the Bengals week 1, a game that we should have won, there's like this detachment to this team. Like, my heart isn't like really into it. I'll watch every game still, but whatever happens, I'm fine with. Like, let's just fast forward to next year.
Hey, I thought the Patriots were going to give us only 7 wins.
Yeah,
this year.
who are the Pats playing?
We may go for it. What do you think?
Who are the Pats playing?
We're playing. Who are we playing today?
Big Pats fan.
Oh yeah. No, I don't care.
Fan.
Oh, we played the Titans.
The Titans. Okay. I mean, that should be a win. That should be a win.
It should be a win, but it's going to be a tough.
I think
it's going to be a tough game.
one of the worst teams I've like.
Yeah, but the Titans came off a loss, and you can't underestimate any team that just come off a loss. So.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, they just fired their head coach, so I'm assuming they're going to try to, that they're hungry for the win. But I really like Drake May, man. I'm a big fan of his.
Future AFC East champs. Drake May.
Yep.
Like I said, just 7 wins this year.
Bet me now.
That's all I want.
Bet me now.
You already owe me $1 from the bet earlier.
7 wins.
And
we got the
$8
Bills
from
again.
Justin Fields. You're racking up a debt on me, dude.
Talk to me after we beat the Bills again. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. So.
What is going to be the biggest NFL upset game this Sunday? Let's see what the slate is.
What's the biggest game this weekend?
Or what the biggest upset could be this weekend.
In NFL?
In the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but...
Is that in Vegas?
Is it in Vegas?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, divisional games generally don't go that way. I would expect that to be closer.
I agree.
But they're never going to beat the Chiefs.
Lions-Bucks is a good game Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
Monday Night Football. That could be. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be an upset necessarily, but that's probably
The Broncos are minus 7.5.
That's.
Dude, I would bet significant
at least
money.
is a point.
I would get significant money that the Giants at least cover that.
Yeah, easily.
I'd actually probably take them straight up too. All right.
Yeah,
well,
I would as well.
Those games all kick off tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Sunday at 10 a.m.
Sunday at 10 a.m. Yep.
So
Go
we'll,
Trojans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Until next time.
Fight on.
We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.